Hi, Olga here. Today I'm going to create a Christmas card using the products from my new Lost in Music collection that is all about musical instruments, musicians, and all things music. So let's get started and see how it's done. To begin with, I have created a card base out of black cardstock that measures 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. I'm also going to need a plain white panel that is slightly smaller than a card base. The black cardstock I used is by Tonic Studios, and it actually is white on one side, so it's very convenient for signing cards. Next, I'm going to place the white panel inside the new embossing folder. This one is called Wavy Notes, and then I'm going to send it through the die cutting machine as usual. By the way, until the end of this month, this folder is available with 10% discount. Just use the code that you can see in the screen. So this is the result that we should get so far. Since I want a bit more contrast on this card, I'm going to apply a good old Black Soot Distress ink onto the embossed areas. I'm applying the ink in circular motions with a sponge applicator, and it's okay if I don't get the even coverage since a lot of the area is going to be covered up later on. I'm also going to add some stamping. This stamp set is also from the new collection and it's called Thank You for the Music number 2. There are some curved images like the music notes and the piano keyboard. There are also some curved sentiments. Needless to say, this stamp set works perfectly with the embossing folder. So I have chosen one of the images for this project, which is the musical notes, and I'm going to stamp it right in the center using the black ink. And now I'm going to apply some double-sided tape at the wrong side of the panel, and I'm going to stick it down onto the card base. For my focal images, I'm going to use a trumpet and a French horn. They both are from Brass Instruments die set, also from the new collection. And by the way, these two images that I'm using are actually the old version of those instruments. They are antique ones. There are also contemporary trumpets and French horns included in the same set. Here you can see them. Then I've die cut the same images a couple more times out of black cardstock, and I'm going to stack up all 3 die cuts to create more dimension. This is a really simple technique, but it does create a lot of difference. Here you can compare the look of a flat die cut versus the dimensional one. Not only does it look different, but it's also more tactable. Then I layered the second die cut as well, and I have also die cut a snowflake as well as some small poinsettia flowers out of green and red cardstock. The dies that I used are from older paper discovery collections, and of course you can find the list of all the products that I used down below in the description box as well as on my blog. I'm attaching both snowflakes at both sides of the musical line, and by the way, they are not the snowflakes this time, but rather an evergreen wreath or a bundle. And then I'm also attaching my brass instruments on top of each bundle. And before the glue dries completely, I'm also going to add some poinsettia flowers, and I'm attaching some of them right on top of the trumpets, and some of them I'm tucking behind the instruments. To add a little bit more color as well as dimension, I'm going to use liquid pearls, and this color is copper. I'm just squeezing out 3 tiny dots in the center of each flower. I will also be adding some black Nuvo drops, and I'm simply applying some drops close to each of the bundles. They look a lot like musical notes to me. And finally, I'm adding one drop onto each musical note, and this way my musical line becomes dimensional, which makes it so much more fun. And this is what the finished project looks like. By the way, I have created one more project, which is a mini album shaped like a grand piano, and you can find the full beginning to end tutorial for that project on Craft World. I'll put a link down below in the description box. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, do ask them in the comments below, and I hope to see you back soon. Bye bye!